Hello and welcome to Magna Gamer, my new YouTube channel. My name's Paul, I'm from the UK, and I'm going to play some games and do and record Let's Plays on this channel. So the game I'm playing today is Lord of the Rings Conquest. It's about 6 years old now. Oh god, I bet the volume of the game is really overbearing me. So the game's 6 years old. It's kind of basically like Lord of the Rings meets Star Wars Battlefront, just without the time or effort really put into it. So the game actually got pretty mixed or kind of poor reviews, mainly because people saw it as kind of basically EA just not really bothering with the game very much, and it being a very short campaign, the idea not being very original, the graphics didn't have that much kind of, there weren't really good graphics for the kind of period it was in, you know, and it was kind of slightly old graphics, if anything. But I think it's still a fun game. Now, unfortunately, I can't actually play multiplayer on this game anymore because EA decided after a couple of years of having released the game that actually it wasn't really, you know, doing that well. It hadn't sold that well because it received this criticism. They decided to get rid of all the multiplayer servers, which is really unfortunate. You know, they didn't even decide to try and sell off some of the servers to third parties or let, you know, players buy them, but well, that's how things go. So I'm playing some instant action against the AI. So as you can probably guess, well, at least hope you can from having seen the White Tree, I'm in Minas Tirith. So there's, as I said, it's like Star Wars Battlefront. It's got different classes for the game. So you've got 4 different classes. You have a warrior type class, which is what I'm playing now. There's also a mage class, like the guy that I just killed there. There's an archer class and there's an assassin class. So use them. They obviously have various abilities and different types of attacks and stuff. You can play good or evil sides. You get to play a certain amount of the different races, but it's mainly actually men for the good side. Like you get Gondor and Rohan, really. You don't. The other races that you do get are all from the hero characters that you can also play as. Like in Battlefront, if you're doing particularly well in the game or you're getting lots of kills, then you'll get to choose whether you can be a hero or not. And obviously there's particular heroes for particular maps. Obviously you can get Gimli, Legolas, and you can also get like Hobbits. You can get Frodo. You can also be evil characters, so you can be like Saruman, the Mouth of Sauron. You can even be Sauron himself if you would like. So there's also oh, I can get the hero character. There's also different types of game modes for this. So the one I'm playing at the moment is called Capture the Ring. Oops, okay, I started throwing fire. Imagine if Gandalf had actually done that in the films. So throwing fire at his allies. God damn it, Gandalf, can you control your magical powers, man? Okay, the One Ring has returned. So this is a Capture the Ring game mode. So obviously, because everybody has this kind of particular attraction to the ring, you basically try and get the ring. So it's placed in the middle of a map. Both teams have different places they have to take the ring back to. So obviously you have to capture it, and you have to capture it 3 times. Surprisingly, we're winning, even though I've been doing absolutely nothing. Maybe that's the reason we are winning. There's also team deathmatch mode. There's also a hero team deathmatch. So there's some maps where you can just play as heroes in deathmatch. And there's Conquest, which is basically like a kind of capture the bases game mode. And yeah, so that's pretty much the fundamentals of the game. So most of the heroes fit into the kind of classes that they have in the game as well. So whereas obviously with Battlefront, you know, it was Jedi or Sith, so they didn't fit into any of the kind of normal troop classes. Most of the heroes fit into the 4 different classes. So obviously Gandalf is a wizard and has the same powers as all the other mages. Same with Sauron. Obviously Aragorn is a warrior. Legolas is an archer. Gimli's a warrior. Frodo is, because he's a hobbit, he gets to be an assassin basically. So the assassins can actually go invisible. So you'll see some of the assassins that keep appearing kind of go off the radar at points, and
The minions of evil have
so
seized
they can actually
the
use
One
their
Ring.
invisibility, sneak up behind enemies, and they can actually do a single move where they assassinate them with a kind of quick time animation, which is pretty cool. Though apparently lots of people really didn't like that, because you can also do it to some bigger enemies in the single player campaign. Because you can play as trolls, for instance, or you have troll enemies, and you can kill them with like quick time animations as well if you want. So that was apparently something that people didn't particularly like, because obviously they felt, you know, if you've got a really powerful character, you don't want somebody to just be able to use kind of quick run animation. And it's also problematic because they have to get to your back, but obviously you can't be facing them everywhere at the same time, so maybe
The
it's
evil ones have dropped the One
kind
Ring.
of annoying
The
to have
forces
to
of good have
always be watching your
seized the
back.
One Ring.
But
Good has allowed the One Ring to
I think
slip
the
through
game's
their
still fun
grasp.
though.
The minions of evil have seized the One
Nice occasionally
Ring.
just to play the instant action. There's 2 campaigns, so you have to complete the good campaign, which is called War of the Ring, first to unlock the evil campaign. But I can't remember what the name of the other campaign is. But they're both interesting. So the evil campaign is based on basically not following the story, where actually at Mount Doom, Frodo succumbs to the ring or something, or basically fails, and Sauron for some reason manages to rise up and get the One Ring back. I think basically use the Nazguls,
Good has
the ring
allowed
race.
the One Ring to slip through their grasp.
So it's kind of interesting. So then
The
you
forces of
basically
good
go
have seized
backwards
the One Ring.
from Mount Doom, and they start taking kind of Gondor, Minas Tirith, Osgiliath, you know, Rohan as well, and then eventually get to the Shire and stuff. Which is kind of interesting. It's slightly weird because it's not, you know, at least with the One Ring, the War of the Ring campaign, it obviously follows the story. But you know, you would have thought that maybe they could have just, you know, managed to think of a campaign that was still ran with the story, but where you could still have a kind of successful story for evil. But apparently not. So I think that was, you know, that's again one of the reasons why the game got criticism. But you
The
know,
One
I
Ring
don't
has
mind
been
it still
claimed
too
by the
much.
forces of good.
No.
The forces of
It's
good
interesting to
have
see,
triumphed.
you know, how it works sometimes. But hey ho. So we've won our first game. Capture the Ring is actually pretty interesting. Sometimes the Capture the Rings can go on for a really long time. I remember when playing multiplayer on this, whereas Capture the Ring, obviously because you've all got human players, and if the team's pretty balanced, it can go on for a really long time. Like the Capture the Rings, because obviously you're starting in the middle of the
Team
map,
deathmatch.
you're constantly
You
going
and your
backwards and
allies must
forwards,
destroy the enemy.
fighting over getting the ring. You know, people dying, almost getting to the enemy, but then not. And obviously, if the ring is left dropped for too long, then it will return to the kind of middle place where it starts again. So you know, it was really fun to be able to play that multiplayer. The maps, I think, are fairly interesting. They're not massive, and that's partially because you can only actually have 16 players on. You used to be able to only have 16 player multiplayer, which is actually pretty small. It's very small for PC, but obviously there's a reason for that, because basically the game for the PC was ported from the console versions, which was, again, probably another mistake on the part of the developers, because giving PC players ported versions of games is normally a recipe for disaster, and will only infuriate the PC community more. Obviously it doesn't matter anyway, because it's made by EA, so most people hate them anyway, because they're a pretty rubbish company at times. So I don't think they can sue me for that. Especially seeing as, God, if they tried to sue me, imagine that court case. imagine trying to be EA arguing that you're not a terrible, terrible company. That'd be an impossible job. I'd see if somebody tried to argue that. So I've got a variety of maps selected for this, just to show off the different game modes, what the different maps are. Most of the maps are based on second and third movies battle-wise, at least the ones from the War of the Ring campaign. Some of the others are obviously kind of new, completely different maps where there weren't really any battles, just for the sake of the campaign, in particular the evil campaign. For instance, there's like a battle map inside Mount Doom. There's also a Shire battle, not based on the actual battle that the Shire had in the lore of Lord of the Rings, because there were actually fights in the Shire. I think they had problems with like bandits or like evil men at some point, or apparently that was like a prologue to Lord of the Rings that they missed out. I think I remember having, because I did actually read the Lord of the Rings finally after years and years, having watched the films and loved the series and having already read The Hobbit. There's an interesting prologue, and there's actually quite a few things that the film misses out, which are really interesting. So if you haven't read Lord of the Rings, I would advise you to do so. It's pretty good. This is the other slightly weird thing about this map, because you can like jump down to this next level, which is not normal. You can also fall off the edge of the maps and you will die instantly. And you'll probably see that if you see me play Mines of Moria. So it's a Mines of Moria map, and that has lots of places into which you can fall. I actually played this the other day when I installed it on this PC for the first time, and I was on the Mines of Moria map, completely forgetting that you could fall off and not concentrating, because I think I was an archer and I was like running backwards from like two enemies that were charging me, because obviously I didn't want to get close to them, because you know if I got hand-to-hand combat it would have ended pretty badly. So I ended up running off the edge, which was a little bit stupid. So here you can see I'm the Mouth of Sauron, who, if you don't know, is the guy that appears at the Black Gate at the end of Return of the King. Well, at the battle at the Black Gate in Return of the King, to basically show them Frodo's vest, so they think that Frodo's dead, basically. He's kind of a weird character, because obviously there's no real background to him in the film. He just kind of appears as one of, you know, the most, you know, dangerous enemies, or, you know, one of Sauron's most senior lieutenants. But he doesn't actually get any big kind of battle role as like a nemesis to anybody, which I think was kind of weird. For some reason in this he's a mage. I don't know why. I also don't know why he's conducting the attack on Minas Tirith, because I'm pretty sure there was that orc. What was it, like Gothmog or something? Actually no, because Gothmog is like Sauron's master or something. I can't remember. It's the orc without the eye in the film, sitting on top of the warg. I don't know why they couldn't have made him a character and just used this for this. But, again, probably showing the slightly poor nature of the game. Was I even hitting the... That assassin, that scout didn't take any damage, even though I was firing the lightning right at him. I don't think... The invisibility shouldn't give him invulnerability to the laser stuff. Laser stuff. It was like literally like lasers coming out of my hand. If you do charge it up quite a lot, I think you can get pretty good like multi kind of hit thing. But obviously you do more damage than what you save it up.
The forces of evil need 10
dead.
kills more for victory.
So that's the other thing. So they have Hugo Weaving, who, if you don't know, is Elrond, doing all the announcements. He seems to be the person most willing to keep coming back and doing voiceovers. So obviously Hugo Weaving is like nearly the only guy they managed to presumably bring back specifically for this game in order to do real voices. Because like you'll find later
Need 5 kills more for
in the hero team death matches when I play them, that there's obviously voices for like Gandalf and Saruman and Aragorn and stuff, and most of them you will be able to hear are not done by the original actors. So I don't think Ian McKellen came back to do this game. I don't think Christopher Lee did either. I don't even know whether the played Legos. Orlando Bloom, that's it. I don't know whether Bloom even came back for this.
The forces of evil have prevailed upon
I suppose
this
it's
day.
hard because maybe there was a really small window for development, so maybe they didn't have much time to bring in voice actors. But I don't know. So I think this is a pretty fun game. I don't plan to do. I'll probably do like a short series of kind of instant actions with this, just to show you the game. If anybody's interested, I'm not going to be playing particularly new games. I'll be playing. I think my main thing will be Minecraft. So I want to do probably a Let's Play series of like vanilla Minecraft, because I've never really,
Conquest.
although I've had Minecraft
Capture
for
all the
a
territory.
while now, I've never really played it very much, and I've never had a particular reason to play much of the vanilla. But I want to go through that before I try any mods, though I do want to try mods like maybe like Tech or something. I also want to try and do a Minecraft series where I use Minecraft to look at some like questions about history and stuff. Because I'm currently a student in the UK, and my degree is in history, and I have a massive love for history. And like Minecraft is a pretty good way of illustrating some concepts in history, because it's basically like a blank world, but it's basically Earth-like. It has lots of different biomes. It has, you know, it's a pretty big world as well. So I want to like use it to kind of show, for instance, you know, why cities develop. Why does trade happen? You know, showing like how people affect landscapes and why, you know, that relates to lots of periods of history, lots of different events that happen in history. Maybe just using, maybe I can recruit some people to, you know, illustrate some historical battles possibly in Minecraft. Maybe I can also show, you know, why trade happened between particular places. Also things like why did certain towns become big, you know, why are like Manchester and Birmingham, why are they big today, and why are older towns not as big now as they used to be, or not as important. I mean, basically just if you have any questions about why particular things happen in history, and if I can figure out a way to use Minecraft to show you, because I think it'll be more interesting than just me talking. I think that'd be really cool. So if you have any questions you want answered, or you can think of any ideas of how Minecraft is a good way of showing or illustrating something, send them in. Put them in a comment. Might set up a Facebook page at some point, but just leave it in a comment, or you know, just message me on my YouTube channel and suggest something, and I'll try and get it done as soon as possible. Because that was the main reason why I wanted to do all these videos. But I also realised, obviously, I've got games and I like playing them, so why not do some Let's Playing? So yeah, might also do some GTA 4 because I've got that. I don't have GTA 5. I also not sure. Like my computer is pretty new now. It's got a pretty good graphics card, but not massively new. So I'm not sure whether I really want to risk using it. I don't have a massive amount of really new games. But you know, if anybody's got any suggestions of games I should play or maybe get, you know, hopefully I'll try and buy them if I have the money. To start earning some over the summer. Yeah, so just message me. Any games you want to see played, any maybe projects you want me to see me do using a game, try any mods for a particular game, you know, just ask. This will be, you know, partially a channel for me to show my interests, but also, you know, if I manage to get any kind of audience, you know, I want my audience to ask me for things because I want to be creating stuff that people want to watch, basically. So yeah. So we're in the Minister of Top, which I think is a really nice map. There's actually two Minister maps on this game. So there's the bottom one where I think you're defending. Actually, no, this is the bottom one. There is a top, and basically the top map is all this area you can see. I think here, or like it happens on a slightly higher level. Both of those maps are actually linked on the campaign maps. So you actually play both in connection with each other. So like when you get to the top of here, that then runs into the second Minister map. But I think it's interesting. It kind of, like, for Minister Earth at least, sometimes the game obviously feels kind of bare because there's not that many players for what's a largely bigger map.
Gain 50 points more, they shall succeed.
But I think largely the maps are pretty good size. You know, some of them have an interesting look at places you see in the movie, but also obviously bits that just have to be created to kind of link different places that you see filmed together.
The forces of good have triumphed.
I think it's interesting. I enjoy playing the game to a certain extent. I would probably enjoy it more if the multiplayer was still going. And that's why, if anybody does know whether there is like multiplayer, like private servers still going for this, feel free to tell me, and I will get on that as soon as possible, because I would like to be able to play this game multiplayer again. Yeah. So should we be good or evil? Evil. Yeah, right. I'll play evil. That's actually an idea. So I think I'll try.
Team deathmatch.
Try and do the assassin
You and your
class
allies
properly.
must destroy the enemy.
So the only problem with this assassin class is obviously the fact that you're not very invisible when you're moving, and obviously you've got limited cloaking time. And what you just saw me do there was miss. So I was trying to do the quick time animation where you, as an assassin, when you're invisible and you get up behind somebody, you get the choice to press E, and that does like a single assassination, so it kills them instantly. Unfortunately, you just saw me fail to manage to do that. Yeah. So assassins are fun. Unfortunately, I end up basically using them as a warrior anyway, which is probably not the best idea. What did I just do there? Right, let's try and see if we can show you how to assassinate somebody. The other problem is obviously if you're running they can see you, but two, if there are other assassins there, they can actually see you. And he has just screwed everything up for me. Thanks, warrior. No, don't hit him yet. There we go. Here's the animation. So that was the other thing, 'cause I don't know how that gets balanced. Now obviously the assassin doesn't have a massive amount of armour, so he's not like the warrior, at least. But obviously the problem is, I imagine that I don't think it caused too many problems when I was playing on multiplayer. Having said that, I probably didn't play it enough scenarios to know. Now let's kill this mage again. So brutal. Having said that, not very much blood in this game, so it's pretty friendly game. So look, you can see the archer can just see me all the time. There we go. Oh. But obviously the other problem is, because I'm using shift to do attacks, that also uses up my cloaking. Which I think is kind of weird connecting those, because it's not quite the same as for the other characters. You know, even though the cloaking for the assassin is pretty important, like I don't think you should link it with their special attacks. But I don't know, maybe it makes them too OP. The other obsession in this game for animations is that you keep kicking people with your attacks and stuff. Like, there's always an obsession of like kicking them before you attack them. The bombs are nice, and also with warriors you get throwing axes, which are pretty nice. The only thing is, like for AI, criticals are really easy to get. So like, you don't even have to aim very specifically at their head. You can just aim in the approximate area of their head, like they immediately die. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed playing this. I think we should finish there, because I think that's a good time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Ask you to like and subscribe to my channel. Well, like the video and subscribe to my channel. And hopefully I will see you again in the future with another video. So thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. See you guys again.